I'm paraeducated.
Okay.
So first
Good morning from day 61 on the Appalachian Trail. Another slow morning in town today. We're in Falls Village, Connecticut. Last night I stayed at the Toy Makers, camped in their yard with like 5 other hikers. It's a really nice thing that these people do. They just let hikers stay in their yard. They have a water spigot and an outlet for us to charge our stuff. So that was really nice. And then this morning, a few of us went to the off the trail cafe and got breakfast. I just got a coffee and used their Wi-Fi to upload my videos. And I left my tent at the house back here in the sun to dry off because it got really wet with the dew this morning. So I'm about to go pack that up and bring it back to my bag, which is at the cafe, and actually start hiking. It's like almost 9 a.m. right now. My pack feels suspiciously light this morning, considering I ate very little food out of my bag yesterday. I was eating in town for lunch and dinner. So I really hope I'm not forgetting anything back there, but I don't think that I am. Oh, this is a serious duck. Today I am hiking 14.7 miles to a campsite that is just across the border into Massachusetts. So that's crazy. We're crossing another state off today, finishing out Connecticut. To get there, there's a decent amount of elevation. It's like 3,400 up, 3,200 down. Nothing like insane. We're just back to basically Georgia hiking, and they are like pretty gradual, which is better in some ways and worse in others, but it'll be fine. I'm already almost done with the first one. I didn't even realize it, so it really wasn't that bad. And then I'll go down, which is how you would get into Salisbury, Connecticut, but I'm not going to go there because I don't need to resupply or anything. And then from there, you go right back up, and that's a pretty big climb that will last most of the rest of my day. And then I'll go down to my campsite and into Massachusetts. First climb done. Wow. I just had a great break here in front of Billy's View. Lots of blowdowns right here. I assume this is from the storm that went through Connecticut not that long ago. There was a big storm and they had to close a lot of the trail. They cleaned it up really fast though. I can't even imagine being somebody hiking this section of the trail when this storm was going through, because this just looks really scary. Here's how I know I need a zero. I have just not been in the mood to hike these last couple of days. And today is pretty bad. Like every time I sit down to filter water or have a snack or whatever, it takes a lot for me to get back up and keep walking. Like I just really desperately want to be done for the day right now. I do have a zero coming when I get to Great Barrington, Massachusetts tomorrow. I'm gonna stay there for 2 nights. So in 2 days I will get a zero. Just want to get to a town to do that. It'll be a lot more comfortable. But yeah, I just want to be done right now. Just set up my tent right here. That doesn't really help me out in getting to town, so I want to do at least 14 today so that I have 14 tomorrow into town. But in a perfect world, I would do 16 today since the last 2 miles is pretty flat, and then only 12 tomorrow into town. But with how I'm feeling, I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna decide when I get to the campsite, which I'm like 5 miles away from the first campsite right now, which is not too far. And it's still the afternoon. But yeah, I'm just not in the mood to hike. I'm just not feeling motivated or excited to be out here. And it's kind of silly, but Christina texted me today letting me know that our neighbors had their fence painted and the painters got black paint on my silver car that's not coming off, which is just annoying. And there's like a part of me that was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go home and take care of this. Like, girl, you don't need to go home to take care of that. Christina can handle almost all of that. I would just have to deal with like insurance if that's what it comes down to. But that's honestly the first place my brain went. And I've had that thought a couple of times over this last week. First I thought it was just like readjusting to the trail and, you know, coming back out here from the comfort of my own home. But at this point I'm like, maybe I just need a day off. I have been out here for 15 days? 15 days of hiking, and every day I've done at least 9 miles, so I'm due for a day off. And that's how I know. But I'm just happy that I don't need it because of my body or some ache or pain that I'm having. If we need a mental zero, that's perfect. Ideally that would be every zero, right? Something else also happened last week that made me think about going home, and I was feeling excited about it. If you don't know, I'm currently waiting to get into an electrical apprenticeship. I've been waiting for 2 years to get in. They just haven't been accepting classes. And in April, I ranked into the top 10 to get into the next class of apprentices. It's actually why I started the trail so late, is because I thought maybe I would start the apprenticeship instead. That didn't happen, clearly. Here I am. They said it's gonna be a while. And last week, someone fell off the list. The #1 person came off the list. I can see it. I check it frequently to see if my rank changes. And yeah, it did last week. My number dropped 1 lower. The #1 person came off the list. And that could be for any number of reasons, and most likely they just asked to be removed. But there was a part of me that hoped that they got a job. And if they got a job, then that would mean that I'd be getting a call soon. And I felt really excited at that thought, getting off trail to go home and start my apprenticeship. Those aren't really thoughts I want to be having out here, but they are thoughts that happen. And I'm just generally having a hard time staying motivated right now on the trail, or like feeling motivated or excited. I'm kind of just going through the motions. And I think it's just because of the flip-flop. I've like lost a level of satisfaction now, knowing that I have an 800-mile gap to fill in later, and I'm walking to what was always supposed to be the end goal and it's not anymore. And that can feel disheartening at times, or even just like looking at the map and seeing how far north I am. I'll get excited for 1 second and then be like, but I didn't actually walk all of that. Like, I still have so much more to walk. I'm not even a third of the way there yet. Like, I'm less than 700 miles from Katahdin, and I'm not even a third of the way through my thru hike. Feels discouraging sometimes. It's not what anybody really wants to hear from me, but it is just something that's going on and something I've been thinking about over the last few days. Anyway, I'm going up a hill, so I'm gonna stop struggling to breathe. I just did so much climbing, and then I get up to the top, and this is the final push up this summit. This goes up to Lion's Head in Connecticut. Whew, okay, I just had to sit down and take a break before I did this, because, wow. This makes me pretty excited for getting up north, not gonna lie. We're gonna start getting some really cool views at the tops of these peaks very soon. Time to climb Bear Mountain. It's my biggest climb of the day, biggest climb in Connecticut, last climb in Connecticut. Should be fun. It looks steep. This thing is never ending up. This is not the top. But we're close.
There's my burrito, chicken burrito bowl. Alright, snap. Have we had that before together? Is that what we had?
Going up that mountain felt like that hallway in Mario where you walk down it and it just is endless. It just goes forever and ever and ever, and it's the same thing over and over again. That's what I feel like I just did. But it did end. I got to the top of the mountain. Had a nice little snack on top of that rock pile. And now I'm headed to camp. I have two options for camp tonight. One is in 0.8 miles and the one after that is 2.3. I still don't know which one I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna decide when I get to the first one. Going down this is interesting. I've had to like sit down and slide down the rock twice now. How do I get down there? This is literally how I'm getting down some of these sections. I made it. This is what I just came down. That is the craziest thing I've done on trail so far. Craziest climbing. Looks like we're going back to normal now. Turned into a normal downhill by the AT standards. Wow. Okay, that was the last climb of the day. Yay. Connecticut, Massachusetts state line. Woohoo! Yay, another state down. How many is that? We've done Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. That was my 6th state. There are 14 states. Only 4 left to go in this northern half. That's crazy. Bye-bye, Connecticut. Hello, Massachusetts. Wow, crazy. First night sleeping in Massachusetts. Ever. I've been here, but I've never stayed the night in Massachusetts. How fun. Alright, I made it to Sages Ravine. It's right after the Connecticut-Massachusetts border. It's literally right by a parking lot back there, so I'm gonna keep going because it's only 5:23 and the next campsite is 1.8 miles away, so I'll be there by 6:30 for sure. And it's all downhill or like level ground to get there. And I'm feeling fine now. I'm reinvigorated from entering a new state. I was wrong. There is some uphill to get to this campsite, but we're almost there. As I've mentioned, my left foot, which was my problem foot and the reason I had to get off trail, has been doing awesome. The plantar fasciitis, I pretty much don't feel it anymore. It's like I walked it off getting back on trail, and the peroneal tendon has been totally fine. There were a couple days like when it was really rocky that I felt the peroneal tendon, and that was more of just like an awareness, not necessarily any kind of severe pain. The current problem I'm having now, because there is always foot problems, are blisters and hot spots in new places. So on both of my big toes on the outside right here, they're forming a blister. That's pretty normal for me, and that's why I originally switched to the wide toe box and then found out I have narrow feet and they're not a good fit for me, but then I get these, so it's like I can't win. But now a new one is here. They're like kind of blood blisters. I don't know what they are, but it's in the exact same spot on both feet, and this like rubs a lot when I'm walking. If I tie my heel a little bit tighter, it's better, but yeah, and then a little bit right here. So pretty much just like the whole outside. Hoping that just taking a day off and continuing to hike, I'll callus up and it'll be fine, but yeah, it's like the whole inside of my foot. It's not anything like super painful or like I can't hike on it. It's more of just a mild annoyance that I'm dealing with. Someone recommended making a ramen bomb but with couscous instead of ramen, so that's what I'm making for dinner tonight. The texture already looks interesting, but I just have like garlic and herb couscous, and then I have the roasted garlic potatoes, and then I'm just gonna do some plain white chicken, and we'll see. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, it's the end of day 61. Today was a fine day. The climbing was pretty hard. Connecticut had some teeth there at the end, and I was just having a hard time mentally, as you saw, staying motivated and just feeling interested in my hike. I'm definitely looking forward to taking a zero in a couple of days. Tomorrow the goal is to get to Great Barrington, Massachusetts, where I plan to take a zero. A very needed one at that, so should be good. My zero is coming. That's very helpful. I'm happy to have such a nice tent site with a level cleared tent pad. This campsite is really different from everywhere else I've stayed on the trail. This feels a lot more like a campground. It has like numbered sites and individual tent pads. Very different, but pretty nice. I'm hoping I get some good sleep tonight. That would be lovely. Today I think I did about 16 miles, and for the most part it felt good. My body felt good, my feet felt great, but it was the mind that I was really struggling with today. So hoping to get some good sleep tonight and then some rest very soon on the trail to kind of get over this hump that I'm going through. Anyway, the sun is setting. I am sleepy. I've had a nice big meal. The couscous ramen bomb was pretty good. I don't know that I agree that it's better than a regular ramen bomb, but I did enjoy it. Anyways, yeah, that's it for today. I will see you guys in the morning. Good night.